All right, race fans, welcome to Delta Cam's Thursday night Throwdown ARCA Series here live from Iowa Speedway. Tonight we're at the .88 mile track here. Gonna be a little short track racing here tonight for the second race of this exciting season. Alongside me is Steve Capel, here tonight to call the action. Hey Steve, how do you feel about Iowa Speedway?
Well, I'll tell you what, Michael, it's Thursday night. It's time to throw down. These ARCA drivers are going to be in for a challenge here tonight. This Speedway offers a lot of challenges for these ARCA cars. This isn't like most tracks where you're going to see a lot of guys running down the bottom. This is kind of a midline track, Mike. So tires are going to be huge. I don't think fuel will be much of a factor, but definitely going to want to save the tires tonight.
Yeah, I mean, tire saving is probably going to be key, as you mentioned here. Roughly almost a full run of fuel here. They're talking 100 laps here tonight. You're looking about 92, 95, laps of fuel here, so that will not be an issue. They do have two extra sets of tires in the pits here tonight. So, that may be a strategy we come into play here, Steve.
Yeah, definitely. I think guys, even before the drop of this green flag, they're thinking in their heads, what's gonna happen, with late race caution. You kind of want to save a set, especially if you take a set, say, around the halfway point of this race, and save a set for, maybe a 10 or 20 lap run at the end if you get a late race caution. So if I'm one of these drivers, Mike, I'll tell you what, I'm thinking about late race pit strategy with tires.
So far, looking at the board here, looks like we're going to have about 12 or 13 cars in the field here tonight, which is pretty decent size around Iowa Speedway. I'm curious to see who's going to have the long run speed here. How much tire wear is we talked about is going to take an effect here tonight. This groove here is a kind of mid to higher groove. The cars are a little tight here, and looks like we're finishing up practice, getting ready to start qualifying here, Steve.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what kind of times these guys put down. And, it's interesting, Mike, and I'll be curious as this race progresses. What's it going to be like to pass around this track, being that it's a mid to high groove racetrack?
That's a very good point, Steve. I hadn't thought about was, how many lanes are we going to see this a single lane dominant track, and you're going to have to ride behind the guy and hopefully wait for him to make a mistake or try to set him up a little earlier. That's a very good point, Steve. I hadn't considered that tonight. Right now, I'm trying to see who do we have on track right now.
Looks like we got Justin Malarkey in a 73 out of Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Pennsylvania. And if anybody knows me personally, that's where I'm from. So awesome to see Justin out there in 73. He's looking to put a good time out on the board. We've got about 5 or 6 guys out there right now. We've got Clinton Sneed getting his up to speed lap, and let's see what kind of times these guys can put down, Mike.
Yeah, talking about Clinton. Clinton's one that's really famous here. We talked about it last week of making his presence known there towards the later part of the run of the race there. So, great job him. Actually, both our races last week he was podium finisher. So we'll see what he can do tonight at Iowa Speedway.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like we got, I think, Evan Scott to the top of the leaderboard. Now John Peel putting in the best time. We're going to see a lot of this leaderboard kind of get mixed up here as guys get out onto the track. Clinton Sneed crosses the line for his first lap. He's going to put down, looks like a 24.6. Good enough for fifth.
Yeah, right now, top of the board, Justin Malarkey just took it with a 24.267 on his second lap here. Great time. Very close times here. Top 2 times are, within, way less than a tenth. So, we'll see how the rest of the field can hold out here.
Yeah, Clinton Sneed improves on his second lap, 24.324. That's going to bump him up to third. And, let's take a look. A couple other guys. We got Josh Lockwood in the 19 out of Rochester, New York. He's going to get that number 19 up to speed, and we're going to see, Mike, what kind of lap he could put down. We also have Troy Thomas, Joshua Clemens out on track right now. So everybody's trying to get those qualifying times in.
Yeah, everybody's trying to get those starting positions. As we mentioned, I'm not sure, early on, I think you always want to get the best you can in qualifying. And depending on, like we said, how many grooves here are really going to come into play as to how key your starting position is going to be. And like we talked about earlier with the tires and the pits, I'm wondering if we see undercut here tonight. As see Jonathan Clemens out on track, and it looks like Justin Malarkey is holding the pole so far.
Yeah, and Lockwood on his second lap will be a 24.616. He's going to stay right where he is, right locked in the 8th position right now. And you know, Mike, that's everybody out on the track. So everybody, we have, it looks like 13 in the field, and everybody has put in their qualifying times except for about 4 or 5 guys. So I do believe that those guys are probably going to elect to start from the back of the field here. But I mean, 100 laps around here, it should be a fun time.
Yeah, 100 laps is a lot of time around here. You know, these cars are tight. I'm considering wondering how, if they're going to get on the loose side later in the run, you know, depending on how much tire, you know, how much gas they put into it coming off the corners. So that's something, the storyline we'll have to watch definitely during the race here tonight. You know, 0.88 miles, 100 laps, you know, then this is the first race of the doubleheader here tonight. We got the trucks following this race about 9:30 tonight. So, you know, we're going to see the best of both worlds out here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we, you know, I personally love about this series. Super stoked to be able to fill in tonight for Craig Burns. Doubleheader, both running the same track, but 2 different cars, 2 different races completely. The trucks are going to handle here, you know, a world of difference than these ARCA cars, Mike. And this is exciting. You know, it's cool to kind of see, you know, running the same track twice technically, but it's a totally different race between the two.
And you bring up another good point there, running the same track twice. You're going to have some drivers that run the ARCA and the Truck Series tonight. They're going to be pulling double duty. So this seat time now, even though it's a different vehicle, a whole different animal, this seat time now with the track may show them something later. You know, if they you know, don't capitalize in the ARCA race, may show them something that they can use later on in the Truck Series race.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, even if, you know, like the setup is different, they'll still be able to figure out, you know, pit strategy. You know how are the vehicles reacting? You know, how's the truck reacting? How's the ARCA car reacting? So a ton of different scenarios, as I think qualifying.
It's like we're having a little bit of technical difficulty.
Yeah, we got her all fixed up there. A little bit of computer issue. We're good to go here, though.
All right, I'm going to start running through the qualifying grid here. As we mentioned, Justin Malarkey is your pole sitter, the 24.267. And who's outside is John Peel. Starting third is Clinton Sneed and the number 49. Starting fourth is Joshua Clemens and the number 33. Starting fifth is the number 45 of Sam Jones. Starting sixth is Evan Scott and the number 24. And starting seventh is Cordy Dorsey and the number 84.
And rolling off number 8 tonight in the 19, Josh Lockwood. Torrey Thompson, number 88, is going to roll off 9th. 10th is going to be Robert Colgan in the 94. Brian Skidmore is going to roll off 11th in the 75. Donnie Lyons, 79 car, he'll roll off 12th. And your final row tonight will have Johnny Barker in the 6th. And Season 1 champion Brian Seaborn in 912. He'll roll off in 14th.
Yeah, and he elected not to take qualifying time here tonight. He's always a force to be contending with, especially in this ARCA series. So I'm wondering how this is going to play out for him tonight. A lot of drivers like this track, you know, so it's anybody's ball game here tonight for sure. It's, you know, we're waiting for the cars to roll off, you know, from the pit lane now, get this thing underway.
Yeah, this should be a barn burner, honestly, as Greg Burns would call it, a barn burner for sure. 100 laps, you know what, 14 cars to, you know, a lot of guys watching at home when you're seeing, you know, 30, 40 NASCAR drivers out there on the track. This 14 is going to be action-packed, Mike, because this is a small track, not a lot of room to maneuver around, and we're just going to have to wait and see, you know, what happens.
Yeah, and with this being a short track, it looks like the lights are off on the pace car, so we should be going green as we come around this time by, depending on in the service, short track, long track, or super speedway, as to how many laps you're going to get here. But it looks like, according to what I'm seeing on the pace car, we should go green this time by.
Yeah, it sure looks that way, Mike. I'm excited. These guys are ready to rock and roll. And looks like John Pill's going to lead them on down with Justin Malarkey.
Hey, Justin Malarkey will be your pole sitter here, and it is apparently, I just didn't see the lights there. We do have one more lap under pacing here before we start throw the green flag here. And while we got a second, we can always take a look at the race info here tonight. Looks like about 73 miles an hour. 73 degrees here tonight in Iowa. 67% relative humidity. Track's about 101 degrees, so that's going to affect a little bit of tire wear here. A little partly cloudy, a little 5-mile-an-hour wind tonight. So the tire, the track temperature right now, 100 degrees, may have some effect there on the tire wear, Steve.
Yeah, absolutely. As you know what, I'll tell you what, I'm excited. Track's going to be hot, but guess what? So are these drivers. So is this series. DeltaCam.com, Thursday night throwdown. I'm jacked up. Let's go to work.
Race cars coming through 3 and 4. We should see a dip here momentarily as Justin Malarkey will lead them to the line here, looking for the green flag. Great run from him last week as well. And green flag's out. Justin Malarkey will lead them across the line here. Should be a battle in the front row for number 1 and 2 position. Clinton Sneed sneaking up there in third here. Looks like Malarkey is going to take it on the low side, coming through 1 and 2. Fight back from Peel on the outside. Good run on the top line there, going through 1 and 2 as they battle their way down to 3 and 4.
Great run by John Peel, hanging in there, especially with Justin Malarkey getting such a great start. And John Peel's actually going to lead this first lap here with Justin Malarkey second, Clinton Sneed running third as they head down into turn number 1.
You know that's a notation that Malarkey's taking for any restart here. Looks like the outside line on the restart, especially on green tires, is the way to go, as John Peel has just jumped right up to the front. And Justin Malarkey looks like he's working that little bit lower line here. There's certain tracks, top line's good for a little while, and then it starts to fade away. So we'll have to see how this transforms throughout the night.
Absolutely. John Peel doing a good job starting to work in that bottom line. Sees Malarkey doing the same thing. We're single file, at least 10 back. John Peel doing a great job, starting to pull away a little bit, and you got Clinton Sneed now that's going to start working on his. We have a caution out on the track. And you know what, Mike? I believe it might be the 88 of Torrey Thompson. And oh, wow, look at that car. He is banged up. We're going to have to, let's see if we can't figure out what happened there.
Yeah, we'll try to get back here and take a look at it here and see what happened this early running here. Wonder if the car just got upset or...
Oh, she pushes. She gets a little loose coming off the corner. 94 can't go nowhere. Kind of gets right in the back end of him, and a hard in contact. That inside safer barrier, and oh man, that was a nasty lick. He's definitely going to have to get some repairs made on that car.
Yeah, running that outside line there, the tightness in the car, I'm sure, set in. It wasn't quite carrying the speed as the car was on the bottom line, and it just got together. So hopefully, he can get some damage repaired. There is, this season compared to last, there were no fast repairs this year. So you got to run what you brung here. So we'll see how this plays out for him tonight. See if he can get some damage fixed. Now's the time to do it, and you never know what's going to happen here. Especially just keep your nose in it here tonight.
Absolutely, Mike, and I think this is as good as time as any. We're under our first caution here tonight. Let's take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, green flag action here. You're watching DeltaCam.com presents Thursday Night Throwdown Live, Evolution Racing Network. Stay with us.
To build a new website or redesign your existing site, you have two options. You can start by learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SEO, SQL, CMS, well, you get the idea. Or you can be smarter and look for someone who is a professional in web design like Sneed Competition Design. We are experienced in building quality websites for our clients. We always start with strategy and planning to build a clear vision about what you need. Your website will then be passed on to the design and development phase, where we will ensure that you get a fully responsive design that is easy to use regardless of any device using the latest tools in web development. Contact us today, and let's talk about accelerating your business to the next level by creating a complete online solution.
All right, race fans, welcome back to Iowa Speedway as we are under our first caution here tonight in Delta Cam's Thursday night Throwdown ARCA Series here from Iowa Speedway. 100 lap race here tonight in the ARCA Series. Right now we're on lap 6. Current leader now is John Peel. Justin Malarkey, a pole sitter, running second. Clinton Sneed is running third. Fourth is Joshua Clemens. And running at the top 5 right now as they run is Sam Jones in number 45.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Mike, that first caution, we did see that the number 88 get loose. And you know what? I don't want to say that that's probably going to be the last time, but it's possible. These cars coming off the corner with the track being hot, and especially, the first couple laps of a run like that where your tires are still green, there's not enough heat in them yet. Anybody that elected to pit under that caution, which I think is only 1 or 2 guys, they're going to have that trouble, and that's something you just gotta watch out for.
Yeah, we're racking them, stacking them back up here as the lights are off on the pace car. We should be going green this time by. And as they sit, the only car I show in the pits right now is Torrey Thompson, and with that little bit of damage on that machine. Curious if he's going to be able to get that back on track. As pace car now is coming through 3 and 4. Malarkey's going to be on the outside this time, so I'm curious to see if he's going to get it to pay off like John Peel did on the initial start. As the pace car is off, John Peel will have the advantage here with a quick jump here on the green flag. He's going to take the lead. Justin Malarkey running second. Clinton Snead challenging for that second position as they come to 1 and 2.
Yeah, coming down into turn 1, Clinton Snead got a very good run off of that restart, Mike, and he's going to look to the inside and start working on the 73. Malarkey now tucks in behind, and in the meantime, John Peel stretches out a nice lead right off the start.
Yeah, Justin Malarkey took the notes from the first start there, how strong that outside line was able to hold off the battle there. Clinton Snead for now, as John Peel jumps to an early advantage of almost a second here on the first lap. Setting a good pace here, and just wondering how long tires are going to last. You see 1 or 2 cars trying to run that little bit higher groove here. As they run, John Peel is your leader, Justin Malarkey second, Clinton Snead third, Joshua Clemens fourth, and Sam Jones is running in the 5th position.
Yeah, Sam Jones, nice little move. Cody Dorsey in the 84 having a little trouble, kind of got stuck out on the high line, getting passed by a couple guys. He was really close to making contact. Looks like that car might be pushing a little bit on him, but he's still fighting back on the outside, and that battle right now is for the 7th position. He's got the 24 of, looks like, I believe that might be Robert Colgan, showing the 94, but in a 24. He's working right now on the 84 of Dorsey.
Yeah, that's 20. Sorry, Steve, just the 24 of Evan Scott there working the inside. It's hard to make out that number. He's battling with that 84 there on the outsides. They're battling side by side by here right now this early in the running. I'm wondering what kind of effect it's going to have on the tires here.
Yeah, it's something that you don't want to do, especially early in the run like this, Mike, where, we see the leaders starting to pull away. You don't want to burn your tires up only on lap 12. You want to try to stretch these tires as far as you can, and try to set your pit strategies up to benefit you later in the race.
Just still watching that battle back here, and Evan Scott just got a little loose coming off 3 and 4, trying to hold it on the bottom line. He was able to save it there, but he lost some positions. He's going to have to regather himself back up here and battle his way back up towards the front. I did catch a glimpse of Torrey Thompson back on the track. He's going to be a couple laps down, but see what he's able to do here. A couple caution flags. He may be able to get a couple laps back here, as he's the only car lead down the lap now.
Yeah, Torrey Thompson kind of just trying to tick some laps off, get out there and run, only a lap down. So, he did an excellent job of only losing 1 lap. We get a caution, he'll be the lucky dog, being the only guy a lap down, like you mentioned. But he definitely still has some damage to the front of that car. Not sure if it's engine damage. If it's not, he'll probably be all right. If it is, he's going to have a long night ahead of him.
damage will definitely make your night even worse. As I'm looking at the times right now as we're completing lap number 15, coming to 16. Last time by, the fastest car on the track was actually Justin Malarkey. I'm gonna look at the times this time by. Still the fastest car on the track with a 24.82. The leader's 24.93. So a gap of about 1.1 seconds. A little early to tell here how much time he's going to be able to make up, but it looks like he's running that high side now. Migrated is, whereas John Peel is trying to work that bottom here. A little difference in the lines here. We're going to have to see how the difference is in time over the long run.
I like what Justin Malarkey is doing, Mike. He is tracking down the 7 appeal, but he's not doing it aggressively. He knows that this is a long race. He knows as long as he's just a hair faster than, Peel, each time by, he's going to catch him, and he's going to be able to pass him. I think Malarkey right now doing a great job of driving the car, saving the tires, but at the same time putting himself in a good position to be a contender.
And another thing we haven't mentioned is I'm not sure how much of a benefit that clean air that the number 7 would have right now. And I noticed Malarkey is high and looks like in 3 and 4 and low in 1 and 2. So he's running a couple different places that John Peel isn't. Clinton Sneed is still sitting in your 3rd position, pretty consistent throughout the night. As I mentioned, he's usually really great on the long runs here. So we'll have to see what he can put together later on throughout the run tonight. Is everybody appears to be single file all the way through the field.
Yeah, single file, that's kind of, at this point of the race, Mike, that's what you want to be. You want to be single file, grab positions as they come, as the opportunities present themselves. But at this stage of the race, lap 20 of a 100-lap race, there's no need to be side-by-side for 5-10 laps just to gain one position. So I think everybody's got that under control. They realize what they want to do here. And, this is just the point of the race. Just get settled in, get some laps under your belt. And, start thinking about your pit strategies because, they're going to come up sooner than later.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, with the amount of time on pit road, I'm suspecting maybe a majority one-stop night. I wonder if anybody is going to attempt to make it with no stops, even though the tire wear is going to be crazy. But, you're looking 40, 45 seconds on pit road, which is a lot of time around this track. Almost 2 laps around this track with the times that they're running now. Now on older tires you'll be running probably 25, 26 second laps here, so that's going to definitely play into effect. But this early in the run, I'm wondering if we're going to see maybe a couple undercuts or some kind of strategy play early here tonight.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the undercut could be a factor here tonight, and if executed well, Mike, I mean, it's as good as anything else is, really. It's going to be hard to kind of split the race as you see the 88 of Thompson get off the track to let these leaders by a very respectable move. But going back to the pit strategy, it's going to be huge because if you're talking, one stop race, let's just say you split in half 50 and 50. Boy, that's a lot to ask for out of these tires. But if you decide to short pit, I mean, it makes it even harder.
Yeah, as you see, Malarkey is running down John Peel now. John Peel tried the high side there in 1 and 2. Malarkey is switching it up now. Now he's running the low side in 3 and 4 as well. He sees the gain that he's getting here. He's got his eyes set on that number 1 position here. He's trying to work his way back up. He's slowly and methodically clicking away the time here. Doesn't appear to be overdriving the car too much whatsoever. Clinton Sneed still sitting in 3rd position, back about 2.2 seconds here. As you see, Malarkey is going where Peel isn't. So I'm curious to see how this is going to play.
I think Justin Malarkey has a methodical plan, and I think you just nailed it. He's going to drive where John Peel isn't, and he's making it work. I mean, he is tracking him down. He has cut down a 1 second gap within the last, I would say, 5 to 8 laps. It's been really impressive. As you see, when he goes down into 3 and 4, I wouldn't even call it a diamond. He enters high, he drifts down to the middle a little bit through the middle of the corner, and then grabs that high side, gets in a crazy run. And right now, his corner entry is superior over John Peel's right now.
Yeah, and one thing we mention a lot is, catching the car and passing the car is two different things here. And especially with these grooves here and the early running here off the green flag, we saw how strong that outside line was. If you go inside and try to get that run with that car on the outside, it's going to kind of limit how much you'll be able to get back in the throttle here. So I'm curious to see how quickly he's going to be able to get this pass.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, it's one thing to get there, it's another to make the pass. As we're working lap 28 of 100 here from Iowa Speedway, Justin Malarkey working that back end of John Peel. And here's the thing that, Clinton Sneed's really in a good spot right here. And I'll tell you why, is because he knows that these two are, it's going to be a hard battle, I think, when the time comes, which is going to be any lap now. And what's going to happen is that's going to pull Clinton Sneed probably right dang near close to the back bumper of these guys, so he's not driving his car hard at all, because when these guys start going to war, he's going to pull right up on the back bumpers.
Yeah, he's back probably just running his tires as easy as can, hoping these guys get side by side, burning their stuff up. That's just going to allow him to get by that much easier. He's sitting, as we like to call it, in the catbird seat right now, just watching this go on. Still, 70 laps left in the race, still plenty of time here, and it's going to be the strategy call, and I think it's going to come down to, as Craig, unfortunately, he's not here tonight, would say, it's the battle, upon the battle here on pit road is going to be, I think, a huge determining factor here, Steve.
Hey, absolutely. This race is going to be won or lost on pit road, regardless if it's under caution, if it's under green. That is how you're going to win this race, is you're going to win it down on pit lane. It's crazy to say it, but guess what? There are so many factors, especially let's just pretend we're talking about green flag stops here for a second, Mike. There is so many things besides going at the right time that need to happen. You need to hit that pit box without sliding through. You need to not get a penalty. And your pit crew has to do its job and get you in and out of that box as quick as possible.
Yeah, your crew chief, your spotter, all that comes into play at these tracks here, especially, and you bring up a very good point. It's just not the pit stop. It's everything else involved into it. Your timing getting down there. Don't spin the car. Don't make any mistakes on pit road. And, even if you do that correctly, that guy, for somehow, if he stops in the right spot in the box, he still can beat you out and get an advantage. So it's all about knowing pit road, especially. The thing that always catches me up is trying to get the car checked up, getting down the pit road.
Absolutely. That's probably one of the most important things, because that is a hold penalty after you get your pit stop done. I mean, it's a detrimental penalty, especially if it's under green. If it's under caution, you could deal with starting in the back of the field. As right now, we got a battle for the lead. Justin Malarkey on the inside of John Peel as they head down in turns 1 and 2.
Justin Malarkey dives to the inside here in 1 and 2. John Peel's going to maintain that high side. Peel's going to have the advantage going down the backstretch. Malarkey's not giving up, dives it down the bottom of 3 and 4. Trying to get a good run off. Peel battling back on the outside. Going to get close here. Peel's going to have the advantage. There's the strength there on the outside, as we are now 36 laps into the running here.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Malarkey had the right idea, but he's also been accustomed to running that high line, coming out of 3 and 4, and was stuck on the bottom there, and I don't think he was really comfortable. Car really pushed up on him, had to get out of the throttle more than he wanted to. So I think if we do see this happen again, we may want to see that 73 try to make some moves on that high side.
Yeah, and he didn't stay there long. He tried it a couple corners. He backed back out, got back in line. He learned something there. Now he's probably going to reevaluate the situation. He's still faster right now. There's no need to rush it. He's got plenty of time here. And while we're sitting here looking at this great battle, I want to say, a big shout out here to our title sponsor, this bringing this every week. The Thursday night throwdown, Delta Cams, man, is something that we love here at Evolution Racing Network. The second generation veteran-owned business here. They've been in building business since 1973. I mean, these guys specialize in camshafts, and one of the major things they take pride in is their ability to repair just about any camshaft. So anybody out there that needs some camshaft work, go and check them out at deltacam.com. I highly recommend it in the business. So I want to thank them again for bringing this tight racing that we're seeing here tonight.
Absolutely. Big shout out deltacam.com, not only for bringing us this exciting action, but for their dedication to our country, being a veteran-owned business. We salute them, and great company to work for. As Mike said, if you need a camshaft, look them up, as we've got another battle here for the lead. Justin Malarkey choosing to use the bottom part of the racetrack again as they come out of turn number 2, and they are door-to-door, and it looks like John Peel with the advantage as they come down in the 3 and 4.
Yeah, Malarkey diving it back to the inside. Peel could have, said, oh, no, I'm not giving you this high side. He knows how the run is here. Malarkey trying his by luck here on the bottom side, trying to get that run in. I wonder if he's going to try. Okay, he's going to back it back out now, reevaluate the situation, and maybe try to drive it deeper here. Oh, looks like he backed up the corner a little bit more that time to get a little bit of a run here. So this battle's heating up, and Clinton Sneed is still sitting back in that 3rd position, probably liking what he's seeing ahead. These guys battling it out.
Gaining slowly, the 49 of Sneed. He hopes these guys battle it out for another 30 laps, because he's just going to come right up there and take it from both of them. But I'll tell you what, Mike, I love what the 7 of John Peel is doing. He knows that Malarkey wants that high line, especially in 3 and 4, and he's just running just high enough to upset that boat and, forcing Malarkey to run the bottom going through 1 and 2.
Yeah, smart driving there by Peel, knowing exactly what the guy behind him wants. See that a lot in the Cup Series, people taking the lines away as Malarkey dives it back to the inside, trying to get that run off to try to set him up here. We got a lap car coming up. I'm wondering if that's going to play an effect as Malarkey's able to get a little bit of advantage there through 3 and 4. Is he going to be able to hold it? No, Peel's going to be able to have the advantage here coming back down the straightaway. Peel at the line that time, 44 laps into this run.
Boy, I'll tell you what, it's got to be frustrating if you're the 73 of Justin Malarkey. You know you have a faster car, and you know you're burning your tires up with this battle. As he gets an advantage, and he's going to be able to put, if he wants to elect to put on a slide job up in front, and finally makes the pass. But I'll tell you what, he had to work for that, Mike, and I'm curious, how detrimental that was to them tires.
Yeah, he had to earn that one for sure. John Peel battling back hard here. But, with 45 laps into the run here, as we mentioned, we expected cars to maybe start coming down pit road about halfway. If you're going to see a halfway undercut here, 7 got really close to the wall there, but able to keep it off there. His lap traffic's going to be coming to play here in the next couple laps. And as the leader here, you got 2 lap cars coming up. It's all about how you're going to be able to maneuver through that lap traffic. If you can get through better than the 2nd place car, you'll get a little bit more of a gap. But if you struggle, he's going to close that window back up.
Yeah, he's going to close the window back up. Not only does he have lap traffic, but he had lap traffic there for a second, battling for position. The 19 of Lockwood, the 80, and the 94 of Colgan, they were actually battling for position. And I don't know if that held up the 73 of Malarkey, but the 7 was able to close the door. And don't look now, folks. Clinton Sneed, he's almost cut the gap of 3 seconds in half down to about a second and a half now.
Yeah, he's actually right at 1 second now behind 2nd place. So, as you mentioned, he's really turning the burners on here, with 48 laps into the run. And that time by, he was about 2.5 tenths quicker than the first 2 cars.
Yeah, that 49 of Sneed really turning on the heat now, and, probably at the right time. I mean, he honestly is sitting where I would want to be sitting right now if I was in this race. Back in the 3rd position. He's back far enough that if these guys decide to duck down on pit road, he could go with them. He could stay out. He could undercut. He's got a ton of different options, and he really sits in one of the better positions right now as we're about to cross over for lap 50.
Yeah, as we look, Justin Malarkey was able to clear the lap traffic of Robert Colgan there. Now it's up to the 7 of John Peel to get by as quickly as he can, as he's going to run the higher side here, try to get that run off. He's going to have a little bit of advantage here on the outside. He should be able to get by beside the lap car here. of Colgan here going into 3 and 4. It's going to allow Malarkey to get a little bit of gap, but Clinton Sneed is really coming now.
Yeah, Clinton Sneed on his horse, and he is on his way. As the 7 of John Peel is able to get around the 94 Colgan. Didn't make it super easy for him, but hey, everybody's got a race. I get it. That allows the 49 of Clinton Sneed to get up a little bit. He's going to have to get around the 94 as well, as Sneed looks to run that higher line in turns 3 and 4, just like Justin Malarkey.
Yeah, well, we got a minute here. I'm going to take a quick run through the field here so everybody at home knows where we're sitting at as we are 52 laps into the run here tonight. Justin Malarkey, your pole sitter, is back out front. John Peel running in second, took the lead there off the initial start, held it for about 43 laps before Malarkey got back by, running in second. Clinton Sneed, your third place starter, still running in third right now. Joshua Clements in the number 33 running fourth. Sam Jones in the number 45 is your fifth place. The biggest mover of the race so far is Donnie Lyons. Now we're sitting in sixth. He's up 6 positions from the start here, so he may have a late run car here as well. Seventh right now is Evan Scott in the number 24 machine. Got a little loose earlier, able to regain it back up and back underway here. Eighth is Brian Skidmore in the number 75. Ninth is Robert Colgan in the number 94. 10th right now is Josh Lockwood in the number 19. 11th is Johnny Barker, who's actually coming out of the pits right now, in the number 6. 12th is Cody Dorsey in the number 84. 13th is Torrey Thompson, had an early race incident. He's back out on track now. And 14th is Bryant Seaborn, who looks like he hasn't turned a lap, so he may not be in the race tonight.
Yeah, I do believe Brian Seaborn did not make the start of this race, as Malarkey about a half a second advantage over John Peel, lap 56 of 100. We are now starting to see green flag stops, Mike. And when do the leaders decide to make a move? Well, I'll tell you what, if I'm Clinton Sneed, I think I want to undercut these guys, but you don't want to come in 10 or 20 laps too early. I don't think that'll be the case. I think within the next couple laps, though, we will see the leaders down pit road.
Yeah, and with that fuel window, it still makes me wonder, is anybody going to not stop at all during this race here? Is the leader right now, you're kind of in a catch-22 situation. If you pit and the guy behind you doesn't, then you're at a disadvantage. But if you stay out and the guy behind you pits, he's going to have fresher tires. As we're looking at 25, almost 6-second laps now. They qualify in the low 24s, so about 2 seconds difference with 58 coming almost 60 laps here on a set of tires.
Yeah, Mike, I think it would be pretty foolish if you did not elect to come down for tires. 100 laps on tires is a lot to ask for, especially at a track like this. And you mentioned it. If let's say Malarkey was to say, hey, I got enough fuel, I'm going to stay out, and the 7 appeal says, I'm going to get tires. He's going to be at least 2 seconds a lap faster than Malarkey is, and for a while. So he's going to be able to really make some headway, and chances are he would eventually get around Malarkey and just put this thing on cruise control for a win. So I don't think the strategy is to run this race the whole way, but you know what, crazier things have happened.
Yeah, and if you're gonna pit, you're gonna need to pit between, I would say, now and lap probably 70, because anything past that is not going to really benefit you, I don't think, in the long run here, unless everyone else pits after that. So, the window is open for, a good 25 laps here, but I don't see the benefit much after that. You've kind of made your bed and you're going to have to sleep in it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Mike. And, yeah, you have to give yourself enough time, especially if, you go to pit and some guys don't. You need to be able to have, I want to say, at least 25 to 30 laps to make up that time, get around the track and catch these guys. But we're working lap 62 right now. We still got a good, I would say, half the field, Mike, who haven't pitted yet. So I wouldn't sound the panic alarm just yet. But I would say, I want to say, within the next 6 to 8 laps, I think is your window.
Yeah, I'm looking right now, and the first car to pit as they run would be Donnie Lyons, who we were talking about before the pit stop there, is our biggest mover here. I'm looking to see what his lap times were. Last time by on fresher tires, he ran a 24.90 to the latest 25.80. He is battling through traffic right now, so I expect his lap times to probably pick up a little bit, as now he's catching the back of Clinton Sneed here, who is now caught the number 7. Pretty much less than 0.3 of a second here. So Clinton Snead making the run here late in the running is Malarkey's got about a 1.3 second lead.
Yeah, Clinton Snead, I think, did a very good job of saving the tires, especially when those guys were starting to battle, as we see some of this lap traffic on the newer tires, trying to work to get at least one of their laps back. And John Peel, good job, but he's going to have Clinton Snead all over them as they come out of turn number 2. Clinton Snead going to use that inside, and watch out, you got the number 6. He's trying to get his lap back, so he's trying to race hard, but does a good job of giving those guys some space.
Getting tight up there. It looks like it's going to be 3 wide. The 6 should be able to clear him here as he's on green tires, fresher tires. He's going to back off. That's the respect in this league here. Make sure they can all get through this corner safely, as the 49 of Snead is going to push right up in front of the 7 here. Snead's going to take over that second position. He's going to have his eyes focused on the front there. He's going to be looking to run down Malarkey with 35 to go, coming to 34 this time by.
Yeah, Clinton Snead knows what he wants, knows how he's going to get it, just needs to execute. But at the same time, he has to realize that there is a lot of racing, potentially a pit stop involved here. It's one lap at a time right now for that 49 team, but they have the car to do it. They know they have a good setup, and I think they know what they want to do. They just got to be able to execute it.
Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on the 79 machine now, as he just got by the leader there. So I'm curious to keep an eye on how much his times fall off compared to the fall off on theirs. As the leader last time by ran a 25.99. Clinton Snead ran a 25.75. So 2.5 tenths quicker for Snead. He's down to about 1.7 seconds back here. Lost a little bit of time making that pass on John Peel here, but it looks like he's gaining a little bit of time here. That time by Malarkey ran a 25.66 to a 25.72 though. So Snead may be still holding something in the bank there for later in the run.
Yeah, and you know what? I think you might be right. I really think he is, and because he's running close enough to keep him in contention, and I think that's what he needs to do. And like these guys are on lap 70, so like I'm almost convinced, Mike, that these guys may try to stretch it. And if you're Clinton Snead and you did save something, and say Justin Malarkey didn't, boy, you're in the driver's seat for sure.
Yeah, your top 3 now have about a 7-second gap until you get to the 4th place car. Now Sam Jones in the number 45 machine ran about a 26.13 last time by, so car is a little tight here. I'm sure a little struggle later in the run. That's one thing with the tighter cars, are just going to get worse over the run here. Is you see him in the 33 machine, who is the 5th place runner. That may be a battle heating up here in the next couple laps, as the 33 machine is able to work a little bit lower here in 3 and 4 as we watch them run here. So this battle may heat up for the 4th and 5th position here on the next 5 or 10 laps.
Yeah, the 33 of Josh Clemens, the 45 of Sam Jones, working each other pretty hard. And it looks like the 33 gets a really good run coming out of the corner. I think it's only a matter of maybe 1 or 2 laps, and he's going to be able to make that pass. He just powers off the corner, and he's able to clear the 45 of Sam Jones.
Yeah, and as you can see, on the track, the leaders are kind of top three are kind of battling with a little bit of lap traffic here. Sneed was about 2.5 tenths quicker that time by, but Malarkey was also battling lap traffic here. Sneed's going to be battling it, but he's able to get by here on the outside. Lap traffic at the 75 now it's going to come into play here. Malarkey's working the bottom side here of 1 and 2 coming down the backstretch. He's going to clear them easily here. So a good move there of Malarkey to get the car, the lap car, passing the car where he wanted to, taking advantage of the run he had. And, he's out there in the clean air trying to set sail right now, probably trying not to overkill the car. As he's led for about 31 laps here. We've had 2 leaders here tonight, so curious to see how the rest of got 26 coming to 25 to go this time by.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. The 73 of Malarkey, as he crosses the line with 25 to go, has an okay lead over Clinton Sneed, but Clinton Sneed is charging. That lead was up to almost 2 seconds at one time, now down to about 1.5 seconds. But Clinton Sneed dealing with some lap traffic, has the 75 right now as they go down in the turns 3 and 4. Clinton Sneed able to get by really quick as they come down the start-finish line here. And Clinton Sneed, I think, with 24 laps to go, I think it's time to get on the horse and start chasing down that leader.
Yeah, looking at the gap, it's kind of bouncing back and forth, second and a half, 1.4, 1.3. And it's still plenty of racing to go here. 25 laps is huge at a track like this, especially with the amount of tire wear that's on it. As you see the 73 right now battling lap traffic, that looks like the 24 of Evan Scott. He's able to clear him here on the front straightaway, getting down to 1 and 2. So I have to see how quickly Snead can get by that lap car as well. As we've mentioned a couple times here, that's going to be the key, is to setting up that lap car at the right position, to capitalize on where you're at.
Yeah, absolutely. The 24 of, I believe that is Evan Scott, has 49 Clinton Sneed working on him. That is all lap traffic as they go down in turn 1 and 2. Clinton Sneed's going to be able to make the pass on him. And you know what, Mike? It's kind of getting late in this thing, and I just have one question for you. Who do you like to win this thing?
It's a tough decision right now. I got to go with the way with the pole qualifying and the way he's been able to take the lead. I'm going to have to go with Malarkey here late in the run. As tough a decision as that.
Yeah, you know what? It's gonna be hard to bet against them, and especially a Scram PA boy. He kind of obviously has a good head on his shoulders. But I'm gonna go with 49 Clinton Sneed. I think he saved something for the end here, Mike. That's just a hunch. I have no inside trader information here, but I think that 49 saved a little bit for late in the race, and he's ready to put it into action.
Yeah, Clinton and that Snead Competition Designs machine has really been charging and really been getting good finishes here. It's just a matter of time for him, and tonight, maybe the night here is he's cutting the time down to about 1.2 here. But talking about Clinton, another guy that does a lot for this league, especially with Snead Competition Designs as well. You can check them out online as well. They do specialize in web design, data analysis, and customized computer programs, and he's kind of got another spearhead, with the Sim Racer Hub, which all the other league admins that are watching this know all about it. Previously, it was known as Dan Lisa, and Sim Racer Hub's come in and already done some updates to it. Looks good. As an admin, I've used it. I like what I've seen. I can't wait to see what else they do at www.simracerhub.com. But that guy pours a lot of heart and soul in this league, and I'm glad to see him running well.
Absolutely. I want to call him the jack of all trades right now, Clinton Sneed. And I'll tell you what, Mike, I was a league owner myself. Sim Racers Hub, So user-friendly, makes running leagues so easy with managing your points. You could track your stats for multiple leagues across multiple seasons. Well, I'll tell you what, it's like having your own little database for your little sim racing career all in one spot. Website's great. It's so easy to use. I love it. And Clinton Sneed, man, when you go back and watch this, hey, thanks for doing a great job, and thanks for making league admin's lives a little easier.
Yeah, definitely. I will appreciate it. As I'm looking back to the field here, and John Peel's still running in third here, kind of falling back a little bit. I don't know if tire wear probably got the best of him here. As we mentioned, we didn't really see any of the leaders pit here, so it looks like they're going to elect to go the whole way on a tank of fuel here and a set of tires. So that really hasn't affected the long run. And, you know, the temperature we were talking about earlier, I'm sure has come into play. And, you know, there's battles we saw with him and Malarkey. Maybe that had an effect on the tires as well.
Yeah, I believe you are correct. The lead, the gap it's steadily increasing now. Justin Malarkey starting to pull it away a little bit more now on the 49 of Clinton Sneed, looking at about 1.8 seconds with 14 laps to go. And I'll tell you what, if you're the 49 team and if you do have something, now's the time you got to put it into play as time is winding down here from Iowa Speedway.
Yeah, time is winding down, laps are closing in, and, you know, Malarkey's counting every lap down now as he goes by here. Let's take a quick look at the running order here. So we mentioned Justin Malarkey is your leader as we run. Clinton Sneed trying to close that gap now, running in second. John Peel in the number 7 machine led for about 43 laps here, took it off to start here on the outside, kind of struggling a little bit now, back to the 3rd position. Joshua Clemens in the number 33 machine started right around where he's running right now. He started in 4th position, so he's able to maintain. 5th is Sam Jones, pretty much the same scenario here, a 5th place starter. Brian Skidmore in the 6th position is up 5 positions from the start here. Good run for him tonight in that green monster ARCA car here. It looks like Chevrolet here. Running 7th, also up 5 positions. The guy we talked about as the biggest mover earlier is the number 79 machine of Donnie Lyons. Running 8th is Cody Dorsey now in the number 84 machine. We've seen him battle a couple battles here all night tonight with that 24 Evan Scott, who's in front of him right now, who's scored in the 10th position. But Cody Dorsey now in the 8th position as they run. Johnny Barker in the number 6 is your 9th position runner here. I saw him pit earlier, get a lap back. You know, he's now trying to battle back by Clinton Sneed here. He's a lap down. 10th is the number 24 of Evan Scott we just talked about here in that battle earlier with Cody Dorsey. Running 11th is Robert Colgan in the number 94 machine. These guys have all elected to pit here. I'm not sure the strategy probably didn't work the way expected. I personally thought they would pit around lap 50 myself. But he's now running in the 11th spot. Running 12th is number 19 of Josh Lockwood. Running 13th is Torrey Thompson. Looks like he is out. He had that early incident. And running 14th is Bryant Seaborn. Looks like he was not able to race tonight. Might have had a little bit of technical difficulty.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Mike, with 8 laps to go, Justin Malarkey's got this thing on cruise control. Over a 3-second gap now. I think he's got the car to beat. Whatever that 49 team had, it's kind of all for naught right now as they look up to a pretty big deficit that just keeps on growing. But I tell you what, barring anything crazy now, with 7 laps to go, this race is not won. I mean, we have seen a caution flag fly with 2 laps to go, and your leader right now, Malarkey, does not want to see his caution flag because his car is supreme. So not over by any means as he comes down to grab 6 to go here, but a great run out of this 73 team. And I'll tell you what, Mike, if you're on the lead lap in this race, man, you're gonna walk away with a top 5. Only 5 cars left on the lead lap.
Yeah, 5 cars left on the lead lap, and Steve, you better knock on some wood and pray for no caution here because you might be labeled the jinx if it comes back. But you know, it can happen. We've seen it a million times. It changes everything up here. As Malarkey gets to the line here, we're looking at 5 to go now this time at the line. He's now got a 4.6 second gap, so he's been able to set a blistering pace here and been able to maintain that car. Finding that line that's turned really well, just trying over battling the tightness here in these ARCA cars tonight.
5 laps to go for Justin Malarkey. And I'll tell you what, Mike, me and you were completely fooled. We thought we would see everybody come down and pit. The top end of the field fools us completely. Everybody elects to stay out. And I'll tell you what, that 73 team, they, besides the battle that they were in with the 7 of John Peel, I think did a very good job saving their tires. And that's what you got to be able to do if you're going to put 100 laps on tires at any track.
Yeah, I know Justin, from other leagues here, and it doesn't surprise me. He's a good runner here, especially on long runs here. Clint Sneed, excellent driver on long runs, as we mentioned earlier. So, 7, John Peel, great run early here. Able to take that lead there. Malarkey just looks like he tried to pass a couple times. Got a little bit of knowledge out of the attempts there when Peel was able to battle on the high side. Went back and said, okay, I'll just try a little bit later here. But all in all, been a great race here tonight. Love to see this with their schedule. They always keep it mixed up here, and that's what I love about this league.
Absolutely. Popsicle sticks in the air for the 73 of Justin Malarkey, and what a dominating performance from that team. Started on the pole. Great job. And they'll take the white flag one more time around for the 73, Justin Malarkey.
Yeah, he's got a couple lap cars in front of him here. He's probably going to put it on cruise control a little bit. Take his time here. He's got plenty of time. He's got 4.3 seconds back now to second place. He just wants to see those checkered flags as he comes through 3 and 4. The final time, Justin Malarkey here at Iowa Speedway. Your pole sitter is now going to win the race here at Iowa, and the Delta Cams Thursday night Throwdown ARCA Series here on Evolution Racing Network.
Don't look now, but I do believe the 7 of John Peel may have ran out of gas on the final lap, and he is going to come home in 5th here tonight, which is going to bump up Josh Clemens to your final podium spot. I do believe that the 7 ran out of gas on the final lap, Mike.
I knew it was probably going to be tight here. We didn't see all the information. These guys have practiced all week long, so they had a little bit more information. I went in and looked at the field runs, saw it was possible to make it over, but I honestly, coming in this with the tire wear, with the temperature, with the track temperature, I was really expecting to see these guys pit. They threw me for a strategy. I'm glad I wasn't running them tonight, because I'd have been halfway, in at the halfway point tonight.
Absolutely, Mike. And I'll tell you what, it comes down to the wire on fuel. The 73 team of Justin Malarkey doing an excellent job of saving what they had to save early in the race, even though they got into a battle with the 7 team of John Peel. Was able to save enough tires to do what they had to do and stretch it out. And I'll tell you what, I'm surprised 100 laps on one set of tires, but we've seen about 4 or 5 drivers do it, and it panned out. It panned out, and it's a gamble. That's why you practice. And I'm looking forward to the truck race later on here tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking for a truck race, but first things first here, we're going to get a chance to talk to our top 3 here from Iowa Speedway. Once we return, we're going to take a quick commercial break, give these guys a chance to, cool off just a little bit, get themselves together here, and we'll interview your top 3 when we return on Evolution Racing Network.
To build a new website or redesign your existing site, you have 2 options. You can start by learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SEO, SQL, CMS, well, you get the idea. Or you can be smarter and look for someone who is a professional in web design like Sneed Competition Design. We are experienced in building quality websites for our clients. We always start with strategy and planning to build a clear vision about what you need. Your website will then be passed on to the design and development phase, where we will ensure that you get a fully responsive design that is easy to use regardless of any device using the latest tools in web development. Contact us today, and let's talk about accelerating your business to the next level by creating a complete online solution.
Folds of honor above my garage 13 years ago because 90% of spouses and children of killed or disabled U.S. service members receive no federal education assistance. Our mission has never wavered. We honor their sacrifices by educating their legacy.
Thank you for supporting the Folds of Honor.
Thank you for supporting the Fold of Honor.
Thanks to you, I will be a construction engineer.
An elementary school teacher.
Thank you for helping me fulfill my dream of going to med school.
We're able to award these scholarships because patriots like you refuse to turn your back on the cost of freedom. Join the Folds of Honor Squadron today. Your $13 a month will help ensure we never turn military families away. This is your call to duty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for supporting the Folds of Honor.
Thanks to people like you, I know my dad is not forgotten.
All right, race fans, welcome back to Evolution Racing Network's coverage tonight of Delta Cam's Thursday night Throwdown ARCA Series here. We just completed first race of the doubleheader we have in schedule for you here tonight. Your winner here tonight is Justin Malarkey, Clinton Sneed second, Joshua Clemens in third here. We're getting ready to go down and talk with our top three here. Steve, exciting race here though.
Absolutely. I'm excited to talk to that 49 team. I'm excited to talk to the 33 team of Josh Clemens, who weasels in a podium finish because I believe the 7 team ran out of fuel on the final lap. So good job for him. I'm ready to get these interviews kicked off. What do you say?
So let's go ahead and get them going. Let's bring the 33 of Joshua Clemens in. Joshua, this is Mike and Steve up in the ERN booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Well, congratulations, your third place finish here tonight. Saw you pretty much, you qualified fourth here. You had a good solid run here tonight, around fourth, fifth, and couple good battles here tonight. But question is, how was the car handling here tonight? Was it a little tight early? Did it loosen up any, or how was the tire wear?
Yeah, I was surprised that the race went as long as it did on that set of tires. It definitely got really tight. During practice, I was definitely trying to run the lower line, but up top, I think was the best way to go just to save that rubber. Yeah, hats off to 45 Sam Jones on that. That was a heck of a battle that we got going on there.
Yeah, we saw you battling a couple of times here, with the 45 and kind of in and out, and we saw Peel up there in the 7, and then I'm not sure if he ran out of gas or what happened, but an extra position for you. You say, did a good job out there tonight. Great podium finish again for you. Next week, complete different beast, though, heading into Talladega. How you feeling about heading into Talladega and the draft package?
Well, it should be fun. Me and my J2R racing buddy Lockwood have been been lapping that up a little bit, so it should be a fun race. You never know what can happen at those racetracks, though.
Well, I hope we get a chance to talk to you again, maybe next week, maybe a little further in the season, maybe with a win here. It's always entertaining, to watch you guys put on a solid run. Good podium finish here. Right now is the time, the interview, we give you a chance to give us any shout outs, any thank yous to anybody that supports you or you want to shout out here on the broadcast. The microphone's all yours.
Hey, thanks. Yeah, first off, I'd like to thank TNT for sponsoring this and letting us all race at these fun tracks. ERN, you guys do a great job. I watched your replay back a couple times last week. It was pretty fun. Yeah, Sim Racing Hub and Delta Cam, those are great sponsors to help us run this. And lastly, I'd like to thank my mom and dad for watching, and at the vacation house, say hello to my family, and thank you for letting me come out for a couple hours. And yeah, thank you.
It was always great to have the family support and the family watching you, makes you feel good inside. And like I said, hopefully we get a chance to talk to you again here soon. Once again, congratulations to your third place finish here tonight, Joshua.
Hey, thank you so much. Have a good one.
You too. Well, a solid run from him tonight. You know, he just maintained his position all night long, was able to capitalize there at the end, get another position with someone, you know, a little misfortune there for John Peel, who led the race a little bit there, Steve.
Yeah, misfortune, sure. John Peel, heck of a run tonight. Just, you know, that's racing, Mike. Sometimes you run out of gas on the last lap. You see it in real life. And I'll tell you what, I feel bad for him, but at the same time, it always adds a level of excitement. You know, an end of the race storyline with a little bit of drama. And a 33 of Clemens is able to capitalize, so good for him. And next week, Dega, boy, I'll tell you what, I can't wait to watch that race. That's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, the draft package that they got in the cars is I'm curious to see what has changed here, how well the draft is. But, you know, right now we get to talk to the man of the hour. You know, runs so well every week here with, you know, close to capitalizing here tonight. He's going to get his ducks in a row before long. But let's bring in Clinton Sneed now.
Absolutely. We're down trackside with the driver of the number 49 Sneed Competition Designs, Clinton Sneed. This is Steve and Michael up in the ERM booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Clinton, great run tonight, man. I'll tell you what, we were watching you all race long, just kind of hanging back in third with Justin Malarkey and John Peel battling up there for the lead. Really thought you saved enough to you know, go get a win, but come home with a nice second place finish tonight. Go ahead and walk us through that race. What was it like, you know, running 100 laps on the same set of tires?
Yeah, I mean, it was a battle for sure. You know, just trying to keep the tires under you, also saving a little bit of fuel and not losing track of the leaders there. I was hoping they were gonna. Who was it? John and Justin there. I was hoping they were going to get a little more racy and maybe burn their stuff up a little bit and give me a little advantage late in the race. But, you know, it is what it is. Still a good race, still a good finish. Second, we'll take it. Another podium. Shout out to Justin. He drove a heck of a race and left me in the dust there at the end. So clearly he had something figured out that I didn't, but you know, we'll take a second and move on to next week.
Absolutely. Speaking of next week, I mean, probably the best four-letter word in all of NASCAR, Talladega Super Speedway, where your main goal usually is to stay out of the big one, try to make some friends. I mean, what do you do? What's your plan heading into next week, and how are you feeling about going down to the big track?
I mean, it'll be vastly different than what we've had the last 2 weeks. You know, we've had these long runs with lots of off throttle time, and you know, all about saving your stuff. And next week's going to be saving your stuff in a different way. You know, like you said, you just got to stay out of trouble, and if you can do that, then you might have a shot at it at the end there. But you never know. You got to see the checkered flag for sure, so you can't get too racy. And then, you know, this season we don't have the fast repair in this series, so it's even more important to stay out of trouble and keep your nose clean. And like you said, make some friends and learn what runs you can make, what runs you can't make, and try to make some moves the last few laps and see where you can end up.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you what, wiser words, never been smoking. Keep the nose clean in Talladega. That's your main goal. Well, Clinton, before we let you go, celebrate with your 49 team. That's Sneed Competition Designs, Chevrolet. Want to give any shout-outs?
Yeah, shout out to you guys at Evolution Racing Network for putting on a great broadcast. Shout out to Delta Cam Shafts for sponsoring the series, and Sim Racer Hub, and you know, all the people that support this Thursday night Throwdown series, and all the racers. You know, congrats again to Justin for running a heck of a race. And yeah, we're gonna take this Sneed Competition Design, freshly picked Design Co. Supra Talladega next week and see what we can do. But first, we're gonna try a little more Iowa racing in the tundra.
Good deal. Yeah, we will see you coming up next in the Truck Series race. Can't wait to get that thing kicked off, Clinton. Well, go ahead, get ready for that thing. Enjoy the second place finish, and we'll see. Maybe a little double dipping tonight for you.
Hey, let's hope so. Let's hope we finish one spot better. Thanks, guys.
Good deal, Clinton. Take it easy, man. All right, Mike. 49 team, Clinton Sneed. Boy, I'll tell you what, I thought they had something at the end, just come up a little short. But really, really good job hanging in there. And, you heard him. He's trying to get a win here in the truck race.
Yeah, he's been running really well lately. Kicked off the season last week with 2 podium finishes. Come into the race tonight, gets another podium finish. Seems like he's getting stronger and stronger every race. He's fine-tuning everything. He's definitely going to be a contender in both of these series here before the season's over. But now we get a chance to talk to the man of the hour. Did a great job here tonight. Let's see if we can bring Justin Malarkey in. Hey Justin, this is Mike and Steve up in the ERN booth. You got a copy?
Hey Mike and Steve.
Well, I would say surprise, but not a surprise here. You sat on the pole here tonight. We watched the early running. We watched the outside line kind of got a good jump there on the start. Watched you battle with the 7 appeal there a couple times. You nose it in there. You try to get the pass. I told Steve it's like he's taking notes here and trying to set him up for later in the run here. How was the car tonight? And was it really tight in the beginning and loose up? And how important were the tires here tonight?
Yeah, I was struggling getting it slowed down in the beginning with the fresh tires there. It took about 15 laps to come in, and like you said, I started getting there to the 7, but I didn't want to be too much on his inside, burning my stuff up, so I was trying to be really patient to get a good run before I got down there, because, you can burn it up pretty fast here.
Yeah, you can burn it up pretty fast, and y'all kind of threw us for a shock there. I ran a couple test laps here, looking at the fuel run here. I've done a lot of time on this track, but I knew it was possible to make it 100 laps, but I knew with the tires and the track temp that I was expected, everybody to pit at least once. I was expecting halfway, and you guys stayed out here. Great job maintaining your tires out there tonight, setting a good pace, and there at the end, you were able to pull away. But next week, complete different animal. Going to Talladega, draft time. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, Talladega. It's always, do you want to be up front? Do you want to be in the back? You don't want to be in the middle, but someone's got to be in the middle.
Yeah, we joke about it all the time. Dega is like going and gambling in Vegas. You take a chance. You decide to run the back, it doesn't pay off. You decide to run the back front, it doesn't pay off. You just got to get lucky with the way things fall there.
Yeah.
You don't have to lead them all. You just got to lead one. But right now is the time of the interview. We give you a chance to give you your shout outs, your thank yous to your family, your friends. Any sponsors you got, anybody you want to say thank you to? The microphone's all yours, Justin.
Sure, yeah. Thanks to everyone in this league that puts it on. I know it's hard to put a league on, and you guys do a really good job, and the broadcast is always phenomenal to watch. And just one huge shout out to everyone that watches, especially my sister. She got LASIK eye surgery, so she did not watch tonight, but I know she listened.
Well, she listened, as you mentioned, and I'm sure she'll go back and watch it. And family support, as I mentioned earlier, is huge here.
Yeah, they love it. I think they look forward to it more than I do sometimes because it gets nerve-wracking out here.
Well, you're under the pressure. They're watching, so there's the difference. I'm sure you feel a little extra pressure with your family watching, but, you come out here tonight, you put on an excellent race here. I'm looking forward to seeing how the season unfolds for you. Pretty sure we're going to get a chance to talk to you again. I hope so. So, once again, congratulations on your win here tonight. Gonna let you go celebrate, Justin, and look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thank you. Have a great night.
You too, bud. Well, that concludes the first race here, and if the first race is any prelude to the Truck Series race coming up, it's gonna be a barn burner, Steve.
A barn burner indeed, Mike. I'll tell you what, this is like going to a baseball game and getting batting practice. Your ARCA Series gets you so jacked up for the truck race, which is the big game. The big boys come out. They run a little bit longer laps. There ain't going to be no one-tire sets here tonight, Mike. These truck drivers, they're definitely going to have to pit, and I can't wait to get this thing kicked off here in about, 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, we got about 30 minutes, and while we got time, we're going to go through here and give that the final running order here at Iowa for tonight. We just interviewed Justin Malarkey, who was your winner here tonight. Clinton Sneed, second place finisher. Joshua Clements coming home third. Fourth was Sam Jones in the number 45. Fifth was Donnie Lyons in the number 79. Sixth was John Peel in the number 7. Brian Skidmore in the number 75 coming home 7th.
Eight's going to be Cody Dorsey in the 84. Ninth tonight, 24 of Evan Scott. 10th will go to Johnny Barker in the 6. Robert Colgan in the 94 come home 11th. 12th, Josh Lockwood in the 19. 13th will be Troy Thompson in the 88. And didn't make the start. We'll get credit for 14th, Brian Seaborn.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in to us for the first broadcast here tonight on Evolution Racing Network of the Delta Cams Thursday Night Throwdown ARCA Series. Coming up next at 9:30, we will have the Delta Cams Thursday Night Throwdown Truck Series here from Iowa. They'll be doing 150 laps here tonight. The only major difference is I know in that one they're going to have to pit. So please stay tuned. We'll be back on live here shortly. For Steve Capel, this is Michael Sheffield on Evolution Racing Network. Look forward to seeing you again soon.